Hey, I'm Brian from BMA Comics Con, and today we're going to take a look at Batman number 65, Part 3 in the Batman Flash crossover story, The Price Of. Previously in The Price Of. Gotham Girl has gone mad after the death of her brother. She's done some pretty bad things since then. That's why Batman's looking for her. Her latest attack was on the Flash Museum, which explains the team-up. But that's not all. Someone has promised to resurrect her brother. And to do so, Gotham Girl is lashing out against Batman. She's even left him and Flash fighting a clone army of her and her brother. Batman and Flash fight the poor attempts at cloning Gotham and Gotham Girl, and while they aren't as good as the original, they're still difficult to defeat. But Batman and Flash can't waste time here. They have to catch up to Gotham Girl. So Flash runs real fast to make the clones use up their powers just chasing him. Because once all their powers are used, they explode, which is exactly what happens. Flash, still angry at Batman, leaves Batman there to go find Gotham Girl, who so happens to be at the CCPD. She's not alone, but no, it's not the person pulling her strings, it's her brother. But he doesn't make himself known until after Flash arrives. So Flash must use his speed just to keep from being creamed by the reanimated Gotham. Meanwhile, Batman pushes the Batwing speed to system failure, trying to get to Flash in time to prevent another death on his hands. And Gotham is pushing his speed and strength to catch Flash. But he doesn't, until one split second, Flash notices Iris is here at the police department, and that was all the time Gotham needed to land a punch that would send Flash flying through buildings, Man of Steel style. As this could be the end of Flash, Batman races to help. But before Batman can get there, Gotham exhausts all of his power fighting Flash, causing him to die a second time. And Batman arrives just in time to see the distraught Gotham Girl ready to die to finish the fight her brother started. Will they be able to talk Gotham Girl down? How will Batman make things right? Who is behind Gotham Girl? These are the questions I have for the next issue. Make sure to subscribe for more reviews. And don't forget, the story will conclude in Flash number 65 next week. I feel like there are a lot of Dark Knight references here. First off, the variant cover kind of reminds me of that. Then you get this image where Batman jumps into the Batwing. All it's missing is the lightning bolt. And lastly, as I'll mention later, I feel like either Batman has been training to take on Superman, or this will inspire him to be ready for a fight with the Man of Steel. And I say that based off of Gotham and Gotham Girl's power set is similar to fighting Superman. This story was good. I'm not feeling the same excitement I was feeling before. It's a good premise, and it ties into the current DC landscape rather than adding something new, like the Button did. Even though it's not over, I don't expect any new development in the last issue. I don't think this story has been building to anything other than who is Gotham Girl's supplier, but I'm still hopeful for a good ending. It's funny to me the same man is writing this, because you can feel a difference between the Batman and Flash issues. In a crossover, he shouldn't be tied to the theme of the book, only the theme of the characters, but it's mostly Flash that's written different. In Batman issues, Flash is angry and unforgiving with Batman, but in the Flash books, Flash at least can cool down and try to make a team-up work. It's not until something reminds him of what's going on that he gets all emotional. I believe Tom King wrote the Batman issues and just let Williamson take credit to help push his Heroes in Crisis tie-in story. So this story has had different artists in it based off of if it was a Batman or Flash issue. We have Guillem who did part 1. I prefer the art in part 2. So I'm not a fan of the return of his style. Like for example, recent events have taken a physical and mental toll on Batman. And Guillem tried to portray that in his art by the way that he drew Batman. Well, in part 2, Rafa Sandoval didn't follow that tradition. He cleaned up Batman's look. So it doesn't make sense to me to go back to Guillem's stress style of drawing Batman. I know I talk a lot about the way Guillem draws Batman. It doesn't mean I don't think he can draw. His style does work for showing strong emotion. You can see it in this issue, from Flash's anger to Gotham's fear. Normally they have great Batman variant covers, including last issue, but this last one by Jeffrey Allen Love is not better than the original. To me, I prefer the original A cover. When Batman and Flash are fighting the clone, and Batman says, "Don't hold back, they're just zombies," and Flash goes, "So? They're still like fighting Superman." But that doesn't stop Batman from putting a couple down. I almost feel like Batman laughed under his breath saying, "I've been practicing this since I met Superman." This scary looking version of Gotham captures the pain and fear he's feeling. And seeing this, no wonder Gotham Girl is ready to go kamikaze on Batman and Flash. I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. It's doing a good job of telling the story, but it's lost a lot of the excitement that it had in the beginning. And I don't see where there's going to be an ending worthy of a Batman-Flash team-up. I guess I really hold this story to the button and it just doesn't compare. There you have it, day 1 of the 100-day comic book challenge, complete with the review of Batman number 65, The Price of Vengeance, Part 3. Please, let me know your thoughts on this comic and video in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and stick around for the 100 Days, 100 Comics. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Brian out.